Did not come with the Hey guys, what's going on? Alan here, and you're back at the Gibson garage. So check it out. I know there's a million of them out there. That means there's room for at least one more. This is how to do spark plugs and wires on a T.B.I. Chevy 350. And we're gonna do an oil change too, which I've already started. It's simple. You can grab yourself one of these cap wrenches. Right here, something like this is the right size for mine. You can attach your ratchet to it. Usually, if you're lucky, you can just grab a hold of it and it shouldn't be so tight that you can't get it off with your hand. So, take your filter when you get in the store, have them look up your filter, and then you can take that filter over to the section where those cap wrenches are and find the right one that's for your filter. And you come under here, you'll take that filter off. And in this case, my plug was a 9/16, but it can be, I think they're usually a 15 mil, but I don't know. So grab you a socket, a wrench, 9/16, 15, whatever yours may be. Grab your cap wrench and give them both a twist, let them drain while you come up here and do your spark plugs and wires. Now luckily on these Chevys, the firing order is listed right there. If you know, you end up tearing all these out, or if you just don't have the wires in place. But this is how you'd usually do it, or how I do it anyway. Just like this is how I lay mine out, biggest to smallest. And then when you take your wire off, you're going to take one wire at a time. You're going to come over here and line it up to the closest one and replace that back over here. Now in his case, he picked up some single platinums, which is fine. You can upgrade to single platinum and it shouldn't affect, you know, heat range or anything, or you know, how it runs. It should hopefully just last a little longer, but I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of just sticking with what it's born with, unless you've got some modifications like the coppers in this case, but these will work. We'll make sure they're gapped to 35. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start with the first one here that's closest to me. We're gonna, since we're placing it, I'm not worried about being gentle, but you can get some pliers, whoa, and give it a twisting motion while you're pulling it off, and that'll help get it off too. I totally lost Rosette. There we go. That's, man. Alright, you good? We got the wire just pulled off of that end only. I'm going to grab a socket. So you don't need a plug socket in this case. Just grab yourself any 5/8 deep socket and make sure you're loosening and not tightening. There you go. And in a 6/8 extension or even a 3" will probably be fine. But if you had to get yourself a plug socket, I'd go for magnetic. Ay, chihuahua. So the copper ones are usually this way too, gapped way too big. And I did confirm it with my emissions label right here on the hood, and I have owned a few of these, and I know it's a 35 gap. Right now we're at like 48 or something, it's 47. So gap your plugs to 35, and it shouldn't be absolutely necessary to put anti-seize on this because it's a cast iron head. When you get aluminum heads, then you can run into galling and galvanic corrosion, and that's when it's best to put a little bit of anti-seize. Never hurt. Even if you have the zinc coating on here, the rainbowy look, it says it's not necessary for anti-seize, but you know, it's up to you. I don't do it when it's got that coating, but it's up to you. Boom. Gapped to 35. And oh, there you go. And you want to pay attention that you actually put the leading edge on the gap you're looking for, because this is a tapered ramp. If you try to put that 35 line in the center, it's actually going to be bigger than 35 because your leading edge is higher. Your leading edge is past the 35 mark, right? It would be somewhere near the 36 mark, and your gap wouldn't be right. So it's my opinion that on these ramp style gauges, you put the leading edge to 35 to your gap. Alright, new plug going in. So I bang it on everything on the way in. No, it's fine, it's fine. Now these are tapered seats. There is no crush washer, so once that bottoms out, assuming your threads are all clean and everything, that's going to be pretty much it. You're going to put your elbow torque on it, but it shouldn't be no, you know, half turn. You're not going to feel any crushing. It's going to tighten up pretty immediately. Now you want to take that wire and pull it off of the cap, and you can, oh, there's the, let's set that back up there, and we'll come down here, match it up to the one that's closest. So it's funny, usually these are all kinds of at least 5-6 different lengths, but in this case there's like 3 of them are one length, these 2 are one length, and these 3 are one length, and that's it. So they're not making them to exact lengths anymore, but we're gonna go with that one. Then you simply, let's see, there's a brown on these golds. I think this is the cap end with these flat tops, and these are the plug ends with the round tops. So we're gonna feed it back in place where it belongs. Click. And there's some length. We'll zip tie everything back together. And click. And that's it. You just do the same for the other 7 or however many you got left, and it should be pretty smooth. So this is the setup I used for the driver's side. It's going to work just fine. Stuff a swivel and a deep socket, 6-inch extension. That's what the 4 plugs look like so far. He had double platinums, the fine points. That might be going a little too far as upgrading goes. Alright, we got the spark plugs and wires done. So it's time to move on to fill in the filter. And because it's a two-wheel drive, it's the big filter. Goes straight up and down. You can top this guy off all the way. Takes a minute for the whole element to soak it up. So the more oil you get in there, the better. And I am using synthetic oil. It is okay to use synthetic oil on any vehicle. And it is a myth also that you cannot go back to conventional after using synthetic. It will not hurt it. That is not true. You can go back and forth from synthetic, conventional, high mileage, well, whatever you want to afford. I run synthetic in everything that I own. So we're gonna let this. I'm gonna let this fill up, and then I'll put it in there and just hand tight. You know, and give it a good quarter or half turn, probably at least a half turn after the seal makes contact. Whoa, whoa. Now he's got a pretty bad leak going on under there. I think it's coming from the drain plug. So there's nothing wrong. I mean, a drain plug with a crush washer is only like $3-4 anyways, even with a magnetic tip. But if you don't want to buy other people's parts for them, nothing wrong with using a little sealant. I'm gonna have to poke that. What can I see? There. little bit of spillage will live. Pro tip, put your used oil back in the container your new oil came in, and you can take that back to the store. Also, get a brand that's got a bigger mouth than your jug, and you can do this. Ew. Oh my gosh, that's so close. It is right there. Funny story. There was actually already some transmission fluid in here, and only about 3 quarts of his oil came out. I mean, he didn't have a lot of oil left. There was a pretty serious leak he had going on. And it all fit. Whatever I had plus his oil all fit back in this container. I had at least 2 quarts of transmission fluid. Obviously. Last but not least, don't forget to hook up your intake and cold air stuff. It's important, especially in the hot summer. You don't want hot engine bay heat. Last thing to do is check the oil. And it looks like we're perfect. Maybe a half quart high, quarter quart high. That's okay, I haven't started it yet. That being said, that is gonna do it for today, guys. I appreciate you hanging in there. And this one was an easy peasy one. So I think I'm gonna forego the music and the fast motion street scene here, and we're just gonna listen to this motor purr for the next 20-30 seconds or so. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one.